Research shows that right now, over half of American workers feel they are significantly trailing their peers financially. They sit in the dark, scrolling through feeds, quietly certain they have missed some crucial memo about how money works. But stack those survey results on top of each other, and the logic immediately collapses. If the majority of people feel like they are lagging behind the majority of people, the feeling is no longer a measurement of reality. You cannot mathematically trail a middle pack when you are the middle pack. The confusion usually starts with one specific, highly publicized statistic. If you look up the net worth of the average American household, the Federal Reserve will hand you a figure of $1.06 million. Read that on a bad day, and it lands like a verdict. It creates a vacuum where you assume everyone else is a secret millionaire, and somewhere along the line, you made a massive, irreversible mistake. What you are actually experiencing is the result of using a measurement that was never meant to describe a normal person. This disconnect between what you see in the headlines and what is in your account creates a sense of falling behind that the rest of the economy is designed to reinforce. The first broken yardstick is that $1 million average. An average is calculated by adding everyone together and dividing by the head count, which means extreme outliers yank the result upward. If a tech billionaire walks into a small coffee shop for a latte, the average net worth of everyone inside leaps to $10 billion. Nobody else in the room got a single dollar richer. The number just quietly stopped meaning anything. There is a better number called the median, the household standing in the exact middle of the country, with half above and half below. That median net worth is nowhere near $1 million. It sits at about $193,000. When you break that middle number down by age, it gets even more modest. For households under 35, the median is around $39,000. Between 45 and 54, it is closer to $247,000. This is the real shape of American money. If you are 31 years old with a little in savings and a balance in a workplace plan that clears $40,000, you aren't lagging. Mathematically, you are already ahead of half the people your age in the entire United States. The second yardstick is confusing what people spend with what they are actually worth. You can see the car, the renovation, and the trip. You cannot see the liabilities used to finance them. Very often, the visible lifestyle is the exact reason the private balance sheet is empty. According to recent emergency savings reports, roughly 3 in 10 Americans now carry more credit card debt than they hold in savings. For many, the confident public image is just a monthly payment wearing a costume. People who appear to have it all figured out are often 2 missed paychecks from a collapse, quietly avoiding their own mailboxes while their neighbors walk away feeling small by comparison. Measuring your private truth against someone else's debt-financed public performance is a trade that will cost you years of sleep for no reason at all. The third yardstick is the set of financial milestones we have absorbed as law, like the figure that says you need $1.2 million to retire comfortably. These milestones often assume an economy from a different decade, where housing and healthcare ate a much smaller share of the paycheck. When the room people used to save into gets smaller, but the target stays the same or grows, it creates a gap that feels like a personal failure rather than a structural shift. Social media then stitches everyone else's peaks into a single composite human who never has a bad month or a debt payment. Your brain registers this highlight reel as the standard you are failing to meet. Chasing the feeling of being caught up to an impossible composite is like trying to reach a horizon that backs away every time you step toward it. This feeling of being behind isn't just uncomfortable, it is expensive. It shoves people toward 2 very specific doors. Behind the first door is paralysis. The numbers feel so hopeless that you freeze and save nothing, which is the only choice that actually guarantees the outcome you were afraid of. Behind the second door is recklessness. You feel so far back that you start grabbing for shortcuts, risky bets, or a faked lifestyle just to feel like you finally caught up. When you believe you are uniquely behind, you hide. The silence and the shame let the financial damage grow undisturbed in the dark, when the reality is that you are likely just a normal person caught in a very normal squeeze. Once you've stopped measuring against the highlight reels and the skewed averages, the only comparison left is you today versus you 12 months ago. If you owe a little less or understand your money a little better than you did last year, you are making progress that belongs entirely to you. Even if you are starting later than you wanted to, the math of time is more patient than the headlines suggest. In a 30-year window, you might personally contribute about $72,000, but the total balance can grow to over $240,000. That extra $170,000 is manufactured by time and patience while you are living your life. The math does not care that you started late. It only cares that you started. The neighbor loudly performing wealth is often one bad month away from the edge. The person quietly putting away a modest slice with intention is the one building a foundation that will actually hold. There is no shared finish line and no bell that already rang without you. All that actually exists is your own money and your own timeline. The moment you stop performing for an audience is the moment your money decisions start getting a great deal smarter.